Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time for another video. This time out, it is my November 2021 pickups. I've got some 4K Ultra HD, DVDs, and Blu-ray. Got stuff from Amazon, eBay, Best Buy, and Dollar Tree, and my old favorite, my new old favorite, Discount Drug Mart, who came through with actually a lot of good dollar titles. So I'll go with the Amazon stuff first. And first up is the 4K Ultra HD of Free Guy. There's the front. There is the back. I'm sure most of you have seen this already. If not the packaging, the movie itself. This is actually a pretty funny movie, especially if you're into gaming, video gaming. And I enjoyed it. Your mileage may vary depending on your tolerance for Ryan Reynolds' sense of humor, because he essentially plays himself in this. But there's a lot of pop culture references in it, and just a lot of gaming stuff. And I enjoyed it a lot. Also picked up the classic 1987 The Stepfather. I believe this is from 87. 86. The Stepfather, and this stars Terry O'Quinn, and of course a lot of you probably know him from Lost and some other stuff, but here he is really, really good as a man who sort of steps into a family and has some homicidal tendencies. So that's the front, and there's the back, and this is from Shout Factory. Really, really good movie, just a very classic 80s horror film. Also features Jill Schoelen, who I remember mostly from Popcorn in the early 90s. This is a re-add to my collection. This is a 2-pack of The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, both from Jim Henson and his people. To see who directed The Dark Crystal. Yeah, Jim Henson. Okay. And Brian Henson directed Labyrinth. I had these both on separate Blu-rays, and over the course of the years I traded them in, but I wanted to re-add them to my collection just because now I can. And this 2-pack was recently released, and so I picked them up, and I believe they're both on separate discs. This is region free if you're interested. Available on Amazon. Then next up are my eBay pickups, or actually this is from Facebook Marketplace. I picked this up. Somebody bought this, stripped the digital code out of it, and resold it, and I'm happy to buy it without the digital code. I could care less about that. So this is Old from M. Night Shyamalan, and I have not seen this yet. There's the front. There's the back. I've heard mixed things on it. I got this at a good price, so I'm not really worried if it's terrible. I did not pay full price for this. And his movies, your mileage may vary on those too. Some of his movies are really awesome, some are not. I've heard mostly about this, that it is not that great, but I think the premise is cool, so I'm interested to see what he does with it. But yeah, that's Old. Okay, these are from eBay. This is one that I've been searching for on physical media for a really long time. I actually had to resort to getting an Australian import, which is apparently region free, so hopefully I will be able to play it. I have not tried it yet, but it is Michael Mann's interpretation of The Keep. And The Keep was written by F. Paul Wilson. I've read the book. I've seen this movie multiple times over the years on HBO, and I think it was actually on Netflix streaming in the very early days of Netflix streaming, and that was the only way you could watch it, and then it disappeared. But from what I have read, this is a very good quality version of it. It is only DVD. It is not available on Blu-ray, I don't think anywhere in the world. This also features a fantastic soundtrack from Tangerine Dream. It differs slightly from the book. Well, not slightly, quite a bit from the book, but as flawed as it is, I think this is an excellent movie. I really enjoy it, and it's got Scott Glenn, Jürgen Prochnow, Ian McKellen, and Robert Prosky. But if you like Michael Mann, especially his 1980s output, this is a keeper. No pun intended. Also from eBay, this is another re-add to my collection. It is the Raid collection. This includes the Raid Redemption and the Raid 2. I have not seen the Raid 2. The Raid is an awesome action movie, martial arts, action, shoot 'em up. I'm expecting the same thing from the Raid 2. I don't know why I got rid of this about 2 years ago without seeing the Raid 2, so I re-added it to my collection via eBay for a nice price. I think I got it for $10, which I think you can actually pick it up for approximately that price new. All right, let's do Best Buy, and picked this up. This is a movie that's really intriguing me. I can't wait to watch this one. This is Pig with Nicolas Cage, and you can see it is rated fresh from Rotten Tomatoes, and I've heard good things about this from multiple people, even people who I wouldn't expect to be interested in this, and they've all said the same thing, that it isn't what they expected, but it was really, really good, so I'm really looking forward to seeing this. The quote on the back says it's the best work Nicolas Cage has ever done, and when he's really on, he is fantastic, so I'm really looking forward to watching Pig. Also picked this up. I have not opened this yet. This was in my, well, actually, I think all of these Best Buy were in my early Black Friday pickups video, but this is the Apocalypse Now, the Final Cut Steelbook, and I still have not opened it yet, but I'm looking forward to rewatching this. But this, look up the unboxings of this on YouTube to see what's inside here. This is a really, really cool steelbook. And also picked up the 4K version of the 2014 Godzilla. And my love for Godzilla is well known if you followed either one of my channels over the years. Really looking forward to watching this in 4K. This movie isn't terrible. I like this, probably the least of the MonsterVerse movies, but it's still really good. And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with John Candy and Steve Martin. Picked this up for $5.99 at Best Buy. Classic movie that I still have not seen all the way through from beginning to end, at least not that I can remember. If I did, it was back in the 80s. Also picked up Michael Keaton in The Protégé, starring Maggie Q and Samuel L. Jackson. From what I have heard from you guys and comments on my early Black Friday video, that this is a really good flick, so look forward to watching that. And also picked up Jim Carrey and James Marsden in Sonic the Hedgehog. And this has been around for a little while, but I got it at a good price, so I figured I'd pick it up. All right, next up is Dollar Tree. As you may be aware, if you watch anybody on YouTube who does Dollar Tree pickups, they did a new wave of movies that came out for, or approximately around Black Friday. I hit up 4 stores. Only 3 of them had Blu-rays and DVDs. And only one of them had the MGM titles that a lot of people were seeing. And that's what I was mainly looking forward to, because a lot of the stuff that admittedly that Dollar Tree gets, they're not the best movies, but you know, we all use the same excuse for $1. Who cares? We'll try them anyway. But this is Croczilla, which I had seen at Dollar Tree before, but I didn't know anything about it. This also comes with 4 bonus movies. It comes with Attack of the Giant Leeches, the TV version of Piranha, the remake from 1995, Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet, and The Killer Shrews. And I believe everything but Piranha and Croczilla are in the public domain. This is from Echo Bridge. There is the back. But Croczilla, I actually started watching it on Tubi one night, and it actually looked really good, so I was actually intrigued and figured for $1 I will check out the whole thing and have it on physical media. This is Freaks, and this is a movie from 2018. and it has a really good cast. It's got Emile Hirsch, Bruce Dern, Grace Park, Amanda Crew, and Lexi Kolker. And from what I have heard, this is actually really, really good. So I wanted to find this. I was hoping to find it on Blu-ray. I don't know if anybody did in this wave, but getting it on DVD is fine. Then the Blu-rays that I picked up, or at least some of the Blu-rays, picked up Mary, starring Gary Oldman. This looks pretty interesting. This is from the writer of The Shallows, which I enjoyed. Let's see who else is in this. Emily Mortimer, Manuel Garcia Rulfo, Stephanie Scott, Chloe Perrin, Douglas Urbanski, Jennifer Esposito, I know, and Owen Teague. So other than Jennifer Esposito and Gary Oldman, I don't know anybody else in this, but Gary Oldman's always good. Also picked up Arizona, starring Danny McBride. This also has Rosemarie DeWitt and Luke Wilson in it. It's supposed to be a dark comedy. I've heard good things about this, so interested to check that out. And then some more DVDs. Picked up The Frankenstein Theory. This is supposed to be sort of a found footage take on the Frankenstein story. I heard from somebody on Instagram that this is actually pretty good. Also picked up The Paperboy, and this has an excellent cast. It has Matthew McConaughey, Zac Efron, Nicole Kidman, John Cusack, and Macy Gray, the singer. Interesting. But I've heard this is kind of twisted, but cool. And then I did get some of the MGM titles from one store. This is one of them. This is Nicolas Cage in Vampire's Kiss, one of his earlier movies, where he is what we have come to know as manic Nicolas Cage. Also picked up another Samuel L. Jackson movie. This is Home of the Brave, which also features Jessica Biel, Brian Presley, and Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. It's got 2 thumbs up from Ebert and Roper. This is from 2006. And then got Canadian Bacon with John Candy. This is the last movie that John Candy ever made. Never saw it. It was actually written and directed by Michael Moore. So I'm kind of interested to see what this is like, because I don't typically think of Michael Moore making fictional or story-driven movies. He's usually known for his documentaries, and depending on your political point of view, maybe you view those as fictional, but I'm interested to see this. And then this one I picked up just because of the back. It's called Woman in the Woods. I just saw the giant creatures and thought it looked interesting, and for $1 I used that excuse, hey, what can I lose? But I have to kind of crack up at the terrible Photoshop of this woman. If you watch the trailer, the woman is not quite that small. She's more healthy looking, but of course they had to put a skinny, half-naked person on the front, which is not why I bought it. All right, and then last but not least is the discount Drug Mart stuff. Each of these were $1. They are previewed, but some of them came with digital codes, and I really can't complain too much about that for $1. So if for some reason, even though I looked at all the discs, they looked fine, but if they don't play, I have a digital code for most of them. First up, this is the one that I don't know much, if anything, about. This is called Save Yourselves, and this stars Sunita Mani and John Reynolds, who I'm assuming are the 2 people on the cover. I don't really know much about it. It just says that it's a young Brooklyn couple heads to an upstate cabin to unplug from their phones and reconnect with each other. Blissfully unaware of their surroundings, they are left to their own devices as the planet falls under attack. So it says it's funny, smart, and wildly entertaining, from Karen Peterson of Award Circuit, and this was featured at Sundance. If you know anything about this or any of the movies that I've shown so far or will show later, let me know what you thought. This is The Witch, which I did have on Blu-ray quite a while ago, and for some reason got rid of it. For $1, I figured I'd add this back to my collection on DVD. This did come with a digital code. If you've seen this, you know that it's a slow burn, but it's an excellent, excellent horror movie. And this, I think, was the first movie that I've ever seen that featured Anna Taylor-Joy, who became well known for The Queen's Gambit. But this is an excellent movie, and this was directed by written and directed by Robert Eggers. So if you haven't seen The Witch, check it out. This is Red Sparrow, starring Jennifer Lawrence and Joel Edgerton, and I saw this in the theater. I wasn't overly impressed with it, but it was all right. For $1, I'll add it to my collection. Jennifer Lawrence's performance in this is probably the worst thing about it. She's got this sort of put-on Russian accent that sort of comes and goes, but the story's kind of cool. But it's more about the story for me on this one than it is the fact that Jennifer Lawrence is in it. But if you like espionage movies, you might like that one. This one I have not seen. This is a blind buy. This is Bad Moms, comedy movie. And this was written and directed by John Lucas and Scott Moore. Features an excellent cast: Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell, Kathryn Hahn, Annie Mamalo. I don't know who that is, though. Jada Pinkett Smith and Christina Applegate. Yeah, I have not seen this one. But for $1, I figured I would take a shot on it. This also came with a digital code. It came with a DVD as well. Also picked up It's Complicated with Meryl Streep and Alec Baldwin and Steve Martin. This was written and directed by Nancy Meyers. And this is actually pretty funny. I've seen this before. With all the controversy around Alec Baldwin right now, some people might go, why would you buy that? But I'm not into that. But whatever. This is a good movie. Definitely, if you like your comedies with a little bit more of an adult flavor. This is another blind buy. This is Las Vegas with Robert De Niro, Morgan Freeman, Michael Douglas, and Kevin Kline. And Kevin Kline, I haven't seen him in much of anything lately, so I was interested to see that. This is, I can't see what year this is from, 2014, it appears to be. It's kind of hard to read the text on the bottom, but there's the back. And Mary Steenburgen is in this as well. So with this cast, and for $1, I can't really go too bad. Sort of seasonal film. This is Krampus. As you can see, it did not come with a DVD, but it did come with a digital code, so I have that. And then here is the back. I've seen this. This was actually pretty good. I think a new version of Krampus just came out from Scream Factory called The Naughty Cut, which I believe is this version. There's so many Krampus movies out, I'm not 100% sure if it's this one. But I did see this a couple of years ago, and I thought it was all right. So for $1, I'll add it to the collection. Also picked up Blockers, starring John Cena. And this also has Leslie Mann, Ike Barinholtz, and that's about it as far as it lists, but I remember the younger cast members in this are pretty good as well. This is a funny movie. I saw this at the theater and enjoyed it, so I figured I'd add it to the collection. This came with a digital code or no, it did not come with a digital code. It did come with a DVD. Oops. And it came with a case that doesn't want to close. Also picked up The Hitman's Bodyguard. I saw this right after it came out on Blu-ray. I think I did have it in my collection and sold it off very shortly thereafter, but I did wanted to watch it again because I do want to watch the sequel that just came out. Again, your mileage may vary with Ryan Reynolds and another Samuel L. Jackson movie. This also features Gary Oldman and Salma Hayek, who is in the new one. This I bought simply for curiosity's sake. I'm not expecting much out of this, but this is Death Wish, the Bruce Willis remake. Well, he didn't remake it, but it was remade by Eli Roth. I'm really interested to see what they did with this compared to the Charles Bronson version back from the 70s. I haven't heard too much about this, good or bad, but it does have a decent cast. Of course, Bruce Willis, who's in virtually everything right now, but it also has Vincent D'Onofrio, Elizabeth Shue. So kind of interested to see what comes of this. And this came with a digital code, but it didn't work. Unfortunately, it was already redeemed, but did come with a DVD. And then last but not least, I have not seen this. This is a blind buy. It's Happy Death Day. This did come with a DVD and digital code. This was directed by Christopher Landon, written by Scott Lobel. Man, that's hard to read. But there's the back of it. And this did come with the digital code and a DVD as well as the Blu-ray. So again, for $1, I can't really complain. If you've seen this, let me know. I know there's a sequel, but I obviously haven't seen that yet either because I haven't seen this. So let me know what you've thought of this one. And there you go. That's everything I picked up in November of 2021. As always, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment below if you have anything to let me know about any of these movies or anything else that you would recommend, or what did you pick up in November of 2021. All right, thanks again for watching, everybody. My videos should start taking a little bit of a different look in the future. I have a new computer and a new video editing program on the way, so I'm looking forward to using those. So you might see some upgrades to my opening screen and closing screens and stuff going forward. Also want to let you know that my Facebook page for movieassault.com has shut down. I'm not using it anymore. Literally for the last 5 years, I never got any new followers, so posting content to it was kind of useless. So if you're interested in following me on social media, the links are below. Instagram and Twitter are the main places to find me. And then you can also look at my Letterboxd page. Links are below. So as always, thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and take it easy. See ya.